Maybe I need therapy. I triple dog dare you. I wasn't expecting that. Get your mans. Tall, dark, handsome, brooding, grumpy CEO. Hello and welcome back to Alexandria Loves Books. Every month I use my TBR jar prompts to help me pick my monthly TBRs, but so far I have never completed one of those monthly TBRs in 2025. So let's see if I can finish my March TBR in 24 hours. The top shelf on my Glinda bookcase, right? Yeah, I haven't called them by their names in so long. If you were here when I redid this whole library setup, you know this is Glinda and the big one's Billy Joe. Oh my gosh, I haven't been calling you by your names in so long. I'm so sorry. That's so disrespectful of me. On the top shelf of Glinda is where I put my monthly TBR each month. And normally, like last year, I would read however much I read on my TBR, and whatever I didn't read, I would put back on the TBR cart, or in this case, since I now have Glinda, for the rest of my TBR would go back on one of the bottom shelves, which is also more TBR. But this year, I said no, because I have so many books on my physical TBR, I need to get through them. So even if I don't finish monthly TBR, I'm leaving those books up. I have technically 11 books. The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue normally goes here, but I am listening to the audiobook slowly but surely, so she's on the side. Here's all my remaining January TBR, February TBR, and March TBR. Let's see, I've only read 2 books in my March TBR, and today is March 28th. I originally was going to read books from all of this, but I feel like I would feel more productive if I just got as much of my March TBR read as possible. So we're splitting this up into 3 days. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, doing 8 hours a day. That way I don't get too burnt out. And that way my reading pace will be at the higher end of my normal reading pace because I won't be as exhausted. The books that we have to choose from are Unwanted by Mia Sheridan, Beg, Borrow, or Steal by Sarah Adams, Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young, The Favor by Suzanne Wright, and Collide, by Bal Cabra. Correct me if I'm saying her name wrong. I'm kind of leaning towards starting with one of these. Everyone loves Out on a Limb. It's like a 5-star read for so many people. This is actually, it's a one night stand turns into pregnancy trope. And I think they decide to like co-parent and just like be friends. And then throughout the pregnancy, they fall in love, I think. It's my interpretation of what I've heard. And then Unwanted is a suspenseful romance, which I really enjoy. She's there to help with the murder case in Montana, and he is this like outcast guy in the woods. I don't really know. It's giving Archer's Voice meets Tide by Kieran Cole. I don't really know, but I'm fascinated. I'm gonna go make breakfast and then start reading whichever book I'm leaning towards.
Thoughts of you linger, good in my mind, so clear. Everything recalls you, wishing you were near. Laughs we shared fading, like memories blur. Nothing left but echoes, still I'm feeling hurt. Everything about you still makes my heart beat. Nothing fills this void now.
See, we have just a little under 20 hours remaining on the clock. So if I want to do about 8 hours today, I still have about 4 hours left. I am just under 200 pages. Page 194, chapter 25. And wow, this book isn't what this book isn't the vibe that I thought it would be, but I'm still enjoying it for what it is. I have noticed that I've been a little sleepy though. I've been struggling to like stay focused and like just read, you know, I keep getting lost in my thoughts and like sidetracked in my brain. As I believe I mentioned earlier, you know, Harper is helping the sheriff's office trying to solve some murders that are going on. They seem to be connected. Their only suspect is Lucas, who's like lives on his own in the woods. No modern technology. He hunts for his food. He doesn't really have much. And Harper and Lucas have some type of connection, but he's still like currently the only like suspect. They have no other leads. This book is really interesting in the way it's written. It's written in third person, but we're getting many people's POV. We are getting Lucas's POV, Harper's POV, the detective's POV, and alternating timeline, we get a timeline from the past, which then you like kind of learn about why things are the way they are and how some characters ended up living the way they live. I think it's really interesting seeing how interwoven Harper and Lucas's stories and lives are, not lives, but stories, I guess, I don't know, are interwoven, and now learning more about the crimes as like the detective is investigating and like looking into things. I find it really interesting. And we just got a huge shock on page 192 where I was like, oh my gosh, I wasn't expecting that. I am pleasantly surprised by the quality of the mystery aspect. It's not like suspenseful, but there is still that mystery. So page 227, and things are starting to come together. Theories are being created and thought of, and I think I understand, potentially, Driscoll's character and what he was doing, I think. But I don't know. We still have 200 pages to find out what really is going on. The romance has officially, like, it's a go. I think they are so precious together, and it's so heartwarming. And he has lived far from civilization most of his life, and so there's obviously like differences in just like, I guess, culture and certain awarenesses of like societal rules or the way things are, or like words or language. But he has such a beautiful heart, and it's very precious. And this is such a healing experience for her too, because of her past. Like seeing them to come together when they've both been so lonely and like hurt. It is very heartwarming and just so precious. We have 17 hours remaining, which means only 1 hour remaining for day one. From his end, his POV, I'm getting like soulmate energy with her, but then like from her POV, it's giving like potential to be soulmate energy, but they don't feel that close from her POV versus his. But I got to a point where someone internally realized that they loved the other person. There's this whole like paragraph about like when they fell in love and how it happened and how it feels, and them just thinking, I love you. Literally, that's that page. The next page, in an internalized dialogue thought, I'm gonna use like they pronouns just so I'm not really giving it away who's realizing they love who. But they were just really getting to know them. But you just said you figured out you love them, but now you're just saying, you know, I'm just really getting to know them still. So you can still love someone you don't like know super well, but is it like in love? I don't know. Just something to think about. Oh my goodness.
Everything true love was longing now instead. In the night I'm dreaming, wishing you'd come back. Nothing brings the comfort, only heart attack. Everything about you still makes my heart beat. Nothing fills this void now since you hit delete.
We are halfway done, folks. We are at the halfway point, 12 hours in, 12 hours to go. So let's talk about where we're at. As you kind of saw this morning, I finished Unwanted by Mia Sheridan. I don't know why, but I can't believe I actually like read this. Like I read this. There's like some books, even if I'm not intimidated by them, because like I wasn't intimidated by reading this, but I just like, there's some books where I'm like, I know I want to read them. I just don't, like, when am I actually gonna read them? how am I gonna read them? And it's not a normal thought. It doesn't make sense. It's not logical. It's like, what do you mean? Like you know that you want to read it. So like, why can't you see yourself like actually reading it? I don't know, but this is one of those books. And so I finished it and was like, yeah, I read all of those pages, all 451 pages in this book. I'm rating this a 3.5 stars. I did really enjoy it. It wasn't like out of this world, you know, affecting my heart in like that way, but I did really enjoy it. I didn't know what to expect with the mystery. I haven't read any like suspenseful type thing from Mia Sheridan before. So I was nervous that the romance would be up here and like the mystery would be down here, but no, I'd say they're pretty even. The mystery might even be a little bit like more than the romance. I feel like this story was so beautiful, and seeing the theme of like fate and survival and love and connection and how they survived, and them learning about how they survived. I can't say anything without spoiling it, but it was really, oh, my hair is messy. Just don't look at it, okay? She's greasy. We listen and we don't judge. We look and we don't judge. I really loved their love. I'm a sucker for like the I choose you and like the I've never felt chosen, but I choose you and you choose me, like that vibe. Maybe I need therapy. Probably, but I love that, okay? That I eat it up. So that I did love that. Most of the things I underlined had to do with like that type of thing and theme and trope, if you will. But at the same time, I wasn't like so connected to them. So it's like, I'd say 3.5. I feel like I am so unhinged today. I don't know why, but it's fine. You saw me pick up Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young this morning. I am 103 pages in. I'm really liking it so far. This is like so many booktubers 5-star reads, and I've been wanting to know why. This follows Win and Bo. They have mutual friends and they meet at this party and they have a one-night stand, and it's just a one-time thing. She ends up pregnant and they decide to be friends and co-parent. And then of course, as time goes on, I'm assuming they're gonna fall in love because it's a romance book. That's what I'm hoping. The writing is so good. The banter is bantering from their first, like their meet cute to now where I'm at, where like they just had their first appointment together of the ultrasound and they're hanging out with their friends. The banter is so good. I am cackling. I really like them together. As I like them together as a hookup, I like them together now as friends, as colleagues, as they've said, and I know I'm gonna eat up them as a couple. I'm around page 200 now, and I'm still really enjoying it. Over halfway, hey! But it feels like there's kind of some miscommunication happening, and I don't like it. And it's not like the worst miscommunication I've ever seen in a book, but they like recently, like a few pages ago, had their talk about like boundaries and like their rules. She's making assumptions about like what he thinks and wants, and then like it seems like he's trying to like express his thoughts on the matter, and then she like cuts him off and is like, okay, yeah, so we're gonna do this because this is what we think is best, right? It's like a fair scene and a conversation and dynamic to have, because that's human and normal, and humans miscommunicate and make assumptions and then think whatever they want to think, even if it's not true. But I don't enjoy reading about it because I'm just like, are you kidding? Like, you could solve this with a 5-minute conversation of just being open and honest and being open to hearing how the other person actually feels and what they actually want, rather than just being scared of the thing that you're assuming they think and then closing yourself off. I don't like reading about it. Like, it physically, like my chest gets tight reading about it. So I'm hoping they clear this up soon. 160 pages to go. Get your mans. Get him. That's the look of a man on someone's leash. upstairs neighbors are just dropping marbles nonstop for hours, all afternoon. And now it's going on 7 and they're still doing it. And I can't tell if it's a dog dropping its ball or like a cat or if it's just a child. Stop. I'm trying to read. I missed you. It's been like 24 hours. Oh! I've been talking about you to pretty much anyone who will listen for months. My heart. The emotional intelligence of this man, the emotional maturity. Whew. War is over. I guessed the gender. That's right. Good morning, day 3, the last and final day, as long as things go according to plan. We have just under 7 hours remaining, and I don't know what I want to read. I ended up finishing Out on a Limb last night because I wanted to finish it. I don't even know how many pages, 50 pages left, and I was excited to like read the ending. And I rated this a 4.25 stars. I love this book. It was so good. It deserves all the hype. Bo, are you kidding me? This man. I adore this man. And it feels like it should be a 4.5 to 5 star, but I just didn't get that feeling in me. So I'm just going with my gut, 4.25. And the only reason is because it just didn't have, I think I'll think about this book, but I don't think it's like, you know, wrapped around my heart sticking with me, if that makes sense. And that's kind of how I feel about my 5-star, 4.5 and up rating books. But I really like this. I completely get why everyone loves this, why everyone rates this 5 stars. I highly recommend this book. Everyone go read it. I dare you. I triple dog dare you. Go read it. These are the last 3 books remaining on the TBR. I don't know which I want to read because The Favor is Marriage of Convenience, and I wasn't going to read this month because I read Wild Side, and that's also a Marriage of Convenience trope, and I was like, I don't know if I want to read 2 of those tropes in 1 month, but it's still an option. We have Beg, Borrow, or Steal, which I really want to read. I'm really excited for. It's the 3rd book in the, I don't know, When in Rome series, and then I'll be caught up with the series. For now, I think there's going to be a 4th final book. I don't know when that'll be, but this one I'm not sure if I want to read because I feel like it's going to give like similar energy to Out on a Limb. They're both by Dell Publishing. That makes them the same. No, it's just reading about like, you know, an adult romance, like, you know, mid to late 20s, like, I don't know, with their careers and with like life. Like, it gives the same energy to me, and I don't want to like ruin the chances of this book being as good as I think it will be by not being fully in the mood for it, because I read something kind of similar before it. They have different plots, but it just gives similar energy in my brain, and I don't want that to cause me to like not be like enjoy reading it when normally I would love the book. And then Collide, this is a college hockey romance. I haven't read a college romance in a while. I haven't read a hockey romance yet this month either, so maybe this would be a good vibe. I originally wasn't going to lean towards this one because this one's a little longer, and also starting a new series. 383 pages. I'm not going to finish this in 7 hours, but I mean, maybe I could. Tomorrow is the last day of March, so I'd want to at least finish this by then. And if 7 hours, I could probably get about 300 pages. Holy crap. Oh my gosh. This has never happened to me before. How do I show you this to you? There's a bunch of pages that are missing, and I bought this too long ago to get a return. $3.45 to $3.55. They are missing. I was leaning towards this, but how do I read that? Or do I go to one of the other books on the previous TBR and just skip the March TBR? I don't know. I'm gonna need time to think, especially now that I just learned that about Collide. Okay, I was going to film like a cute, like attempting to be cute, like montage me reading before I spoke with you again. I decided on the favor. I'm reading at a really slow pace because it's long, big pages and very small font. I wish I was filming as I read this. Holy crap. Okay, so her ex, it seems like he's gonna be trying to get her back. But we're not having that. She has a plan to fake marry her boss, the CEO, the cold, tall, dark, handsome, brooding, grumpy CEO. So I just found out that the ex, this is literally on page 27. This is gonna be a small detail. It's not gonna spoil things. This character, Owen, has a daughter who's 5 years old. He shows our main character, Vienna, the photo of his child. And it's like, isn't she beautiful? And she's like, oh yeah, she looks like your mom, cute. And he goes, her name is Vienna. I named her after the sweetest, strongest girl I ever met. What the fudge-ripple? Who does that? Who names their child after their ex? If I was pregnant with a daughter and my husband was like, oh, I really want to name her after my ex-girlfriend. Boy, bye. What? That took me out. Anyway, I'm reading the favor. I'm on page 99. And for reference, back on page 15, she said that she lived in Redwater City, Florida. Page 99, it says, we're back in San Francisco at my complex, at my apartment. That's on the other side of the country. Are you in Florida or San Francisco? I don't know. I am on page 167 and we have just under 2 hours to go. Almost there. It is like 9:30, so we're gonna be reading until probably like midnight. No, is that math right? Yeah, 2 hours, 11:30. And if I take any breaks, midnight. Math, I know time. Almost there. We have 45 minutes to go, but I'm calling it a night. It's almost midnight. Okay, it's 11:39. I'm tired. I'm gonna go lay in bed and fall asleep and finish my 45 minutes tomorrow. Good night.
Sunset whispers in the breeze. Memories hold me tight. Fading shadows of you and me, dancing through the...
And with that, the 24-hour readathon is complete. Took us a little over 3 days. 3 days and then 45 minutes on the 4th day. I really like doing this way of 8 hours each day. It was a lot more attainable and it stressed me out a lot less. I just should have started yesterday earlier. I had a little bit of a late start to the morning, which is why I had the 45 minutes to finish this morning, but I did it. I first read Unwanted, which is, I'd say this is a thick book. I know that's, I guess, subjective, but I'm proud of myself for getting through this. I rated this a 3.5 stars. I really enjoyed it. It wasn't like my favorite book ever, but I still had a really good time and it was a beautiful story. Even though it was heart-wrenching too. There's a lot of dark stuff that's going on with the mystery side of things. Then I read Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young. I'm so excited that I finally read this book because everyone and their mother loves this book. So I'm really glad I read it. I rated this a 4.25 stars. It was so good. I love this couple. I love the plot. I know pregnancy trope is sorry, I think they're doing construction upstairs. They've been doing it for a week now. So if you hear banging up there, nothing I can do about it. I know pregnancy trope books can often not be good, but I really like the take of this one. It was very interesting of them being friends throughout the pregnancy and going through that journey together, and with that them growing closer and getting to know each other and falling in love. It was very beautiful. And I did not finish The Favor, but I got 70% through. I'm left on page 233, which means I have exactly 100 pages left. Today is March 31st, so I'm gonna try my hardest to finish this today. And if I manage to finish this, why? Can you tell I've been annoyed by my neighbors? If I finish The Favor, that will have meant that I have read 5 out of 7 books on my March TBR, which is amazing. Even I've done 4.5 out of the 7, which is great. The only ones I didn't get to were Beg, Borrow, or Steal. But I do look forward to getting to this, and I will read that somewhat soon. And Collide, because now I have to figure out what to do about that, because I can't read those pages. Most of the page is there, but I can't read those sentences. I'd say that was overall a successful 24-hour readathon. I didn't finish my entire March TBR, but I managed to read a lot of it. And for that, I'm happy, I'm good. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for reading with me. Let me know what books you're currently reading, or you just finished, or you're gonna start reading. I'd love to hear what you're up to in your reading journey, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!
Whispers in the breeze, memories hold me tight. Fade